Ace, bro. Like, it's not worth it, bro.
Dudes, don't
Ace.
worry. It's just a legend.
Bro.
Candyman. 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 See, there's nothing to it. Oh, man. I do not know what Deuce was talking about, man. Candyman is just a myth.
I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this is Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies, with the review for
Candyman 2021. Are you lame, dog?
Come on, bro.
Come on, son of my thunder.
Hey, man, we bros. We on the same page, same wavelength. If you're on the same wavelength, like and follow us on social media at Bro to the Movies, and please be sure to subscribe. So yeah, man, we're here with our review for Candyman.
Oh, and that intro skit was crazy. Am I right?
Oh my, it's been a while. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, so Candyman, let's get it popping.
Yeah, Candyman. This is a direct sequel, apparently, to 1992's Candyman. And we didn't know that going in, so I thought it was just a remake. Like, we don't got to watch the first one. And then we saw it, and they were like, well, let's see what the first one was talking about. You probably should watch the first one to know what's going on in this one.
And to have, an appreciation of what the director decided to do to tie everything in.
Yeah, I would say, even if you didn't watch it like we didn't, still a very good movie, enjoyable movie. I'm saying I love this movie. I'm a pretty big horror fan these days, and I like watching old horror films, but newer films, I like how they make it different. It's not all about the slasher, the scariness. It's always something else tied into it. So in this iteration of Candyman, this isn't really spoilers, but Candyman, he's a, spirit entity that if you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he comes out with a swarm of bees for some reason and just murders you.
With his hook hand.
Yeah. So, same as the old one, but this one goes deeper into it. It talks about black trauma, gentrification of the neighborhood, and all that good stuff that you expect from a Jordan Peele co-written movie.
Yeah, so I got the Deuce hat. It hasn't been in many videos recently, but the Deuce hat signifies that I enjoy the film. So, I did enjoy the film. I liked the film. I love the directing.
Yeah, Nia DaCosta put in that work.
Yeah, she put in that work. There's just spoiler, but in the opening scene, there's like just a visual thing that's happening just with the words and like the written by and all that stuff, and just something that it didn't have to be done. It didn't have to be in the movie, but it's just certain.
It's not spoilers to say what the thing is.
Oh yeah, so it's just like going down, showing the the opening credits, and as the camera's panning down, you're going down to levels of a building that's like upside down, and the lights turn on each level, and it's just like little nuggets like that to me were gold. I will say that there were certain scenes, certain shots that just were, Kubrick in not level, but like in execution. Like again, I don't like movies or directors who do stuff for the sake of, oh, this looks cool, but when it works in the movie itself, it really works. And she did a great job in this, and certain hallway scenes, certain establishing shots. Yeah.
So if you know the story of Candyman, well, as we said earlier, you got to say his name into the mirror for him to come out. And all throughout this movie, there's scenes shot through a mirror. There's reflection. It's this one scene where where the main character is in an elevator, and it's like just
not that. Oh.
This is like reflection after reflection after reflection. It's like that scene in I can't remember the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Far From Home, where they're doing the Mysterio shot. I'm like, man, this is some amazing direction.
Yeah, that was cool. And my top one is a scene where something is happening, but the visual is like it's far away. It's a building across town, and the camera's away, and you see it in just the one square. Yeah. So like the directing on this, phenomenal. Shout out to Nia DaCosta. I didn't enjoy Captain Marvel, the original movie.
She didn't do that.
Huh?
She didn't do.
No, but I'm saying, based off of knowing that she's the director for Marvels, I'm excited. I'm excited about that movie based on her directing alone in this.
Yeah, very fair. She's phenomenal work in this film.
Phenomenal. Acting. What's his name? Abdul.
I don't want to butcher his name. Hold up.
Yep.
Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah, great acting.
Yeah.
Tiana Paris,
Pretty good acting.
Yeah, you know. Everyone else, yeah,
I want to say like great acting performances, but they felt real, like real people.
Some of the artsy people, I was kind of like they're like overselling being artsy people.
I don't know. I feel like that's how you hang. That's how artsy people who are in a gentrified Chicago neighborhood actually are.
Well, I've never been in a gentrified Chicago neighborhood or Chicago itself, but I love your pizza. But yeah. So acting. Now, I got the Deuce hat on, so I enjoyed this film. But where some of it, and we're gonna talk about this in the spoiler half, like kind of drops the ball, is in the maintaining what the story is. I could accept the story because again it's a horror movie, but when you get into some of those conversations about gentrification and black trauma and stuff like that, there's some things done in this movie that act contrary to that. So and that's why I had some issues with it. But other than that, I enjoyed this film.
Yeah, really good film.
Good film.
If you're a fan of horror, go see this movie. If you enjoyed the original Candyman and its other sequels, go see this movie. If you just like good directing and artwork. What I really liked, they were doing like flashback / horror stories, and the way, this isn't a spoiler, there were like some weird art style choices during these scenes. I was like, man, this is like amazing. You don't see this in movies.
Yeah, it was like paper cutout marionettes.
Yeah,
and yeah, like I enjoyed this movie for stuff like that, like the decisions made to show this movie, the decisions made to try to have scares. Like I wasn't scared, but I could see how others could be scared.
Deuce over there quivering.
No, but like even when there's some bodily decay, the makeup looks good. It's good movie.
Yeah, good movie. I'll say the movie itself is a work of art, and I think that they did that on purpose because the plot of the movie is about an artist and how he's struggling with his art, and it just have such fantastical art surrounding the plot, which just really hit the spot.
It did. I enjoyed this film.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's rate this thing, man.
All right, 3,
2, 1,
9. All right, solid.
8.5. Deuce and Ace score for Candyman.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these spoilers.
Spoilers. Just off the jump, when they're showing the production company's logos and stuff, their mirror image. I do that.
Okay. Yeah, like from a production point, from a directorial standpoint, this movie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Burp?
No.
Sorry.
I ain't eat breakfast, but
Okay. It's daytime. We usually do our stuff at night.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about our favorite scenes, man. Like the way they showed the killing, like even in the bathroom with the girls, and you see it through the mirror.
Yeah.
Because you can't see Candyman except as a mirror image.
Exactly.
And so it's dope. Well, except for the end.
Well, that's so back. Oh, and they were talking about this throughout this movie. They're like, oh, Candyman's just not one singular Candyman. Every time something like this happened, he's added to like the hive of bees, the legend of the Candyman. So that's why you get the hook guy from the beginning of the movie. He's the Candyman most of this movie. Then Anthony becomes Candyman. Then he turns into OG Candyman from 1992. So I don't know if they showed him as an actual person because this actually now Anthony is the Candyman now instead of the reflection of what the past Candyman were.
But he dead though.
All Candyman are dead.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like, so then, even if he's reincarnated now as Anthony, what was his girl's name?
Brianna. It's Brianna, I'm pretty sure.
Brianna saw him at the gate in no mirror. Like, how did he now take on this attribute of being a tangible thing and not a mirror image? And that
he was a tangible thing in the previous movies. It's a horror movie. I don't know.
Okay, and so that like, yeah, I'm not being nitpicky for the sake of being nitpicky, but it's stuff like that where I'm like, come on, you gotta like, you can't just throw that, oh, now he's the reincarnation of all Candymans, like.
They're not throwing it. They were setting it up throughout the movie when the storyteller dude at the laundromat was talking about all the other Candyman, when the paintings that he didn't want Brianna to see, those were all the other people who were.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, so it's tied into the whole, what was it, it's a survival tool. It's the community subconscious and all this stuff. It's like, okay, like, I get it. Like, Get Out works, as a conversation metaphor to the black experience. But this, like, he's not just killing white people and gentrified people. He killed that little black girl.
A little black girl did he kill?
The flashback of the laundromat dude, and they kicked him out of the room, and they said, Candyman, Candyman, his sister.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm saying, like, I don't think it needs the...
Wait, but I think that plays onto what the artist was saying, that she's like, oh, well, sometimes black people gentrify their own neighborhood. You black artists do this and that. It's not just white people who come in and destroy the neighborhood.
That little girl's a gentrifier. No, she's...
She could have been, I don't know.
The whole thing is that Candyman is just the horror aspect. Like, it being the resort of the culmination of oppression. I don't necessarily need that for this movie to work. Like, everything else was cool, but it's just like, to me, and I would have given this a 10, but it's like, it didn't work for me. Like, he's a horror... Like, he's not just revenge killing. So are you telling me that if the little black girl didn't come into the bathroom with the 4 white girls, that he wouldn't have killed them? Because that's the way the scene set it up. Like,
I don't think that's the way the scene set it up.
They say Candyman, 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 you know, whatever. And then...
Oh, don't say it too many times.
Then nothing happens. As soon as the black girl comes in and they start messing with the black girl, that's when they get killed. So... stuff like that doesn't work for me, because either you say Candyman 5 times and he kills you, or he's a agent of oppression for black people. You get what I'm saying?
Like, I kind of get what you're saying, but every other time he kills someone, when he kills the art people, because they were putting down Anthony, they were making fun of his vision of black oppression through his artwork.
But that makes sense, because he, as we learn, is involved, and he's a conduit of, or the predecessor of not why do I keep saying Ant-Man? Candyman. But so that makes sense. But then once you go beyond that, that's where I start having issues. So I get it for him. Like, hey, I want to possess you. I'm your pre-incarnate Candyman father, dad, or whatever's going on.
And also, we should talk about this in case you haven't seen the first movie. At the end of the first movie, you know, the lady Helena Lyles. It's Helen.
It's either Helena or Helena, dog. It's not Helen.
It's Helen Lau, dog.
In the comments below, correct us.
You can just Google it. It's Helen. But, you know, she's the main character of the first movie, and she's dealing with Candyman, and she's supposed to sacrifice this baby in the fire with Candyman, but she ends up saving the baby, which is one of the horror stories that Brianna's brother's talking about earlier on in the movie. That baby is actually Anthony. So I think it's an interesting way to tie the first movie into this one, because obviously from that one movie, Candyman wanted this kid for some reason, and now we see he finally got the kid that he wanted to become the Candyman.
Yeah, great tie-in, but it also ties into my point that I'm making. So, Candyman is the savior of the oppressed black person. I'm just quote unquote. But then the white lady is villainized from the perspective of people sharing the story, but she actually saved the day. So Candyman is villainous, and I'm saying, like, the story that you're trying to tell, the movie is trying to tell in regards to the black and white dynamic, to me falls short.
I don't necessarily know if what we're perceiving, what they're trying to tell, is what they were trying to tell.
Then what? What were they trying to tell?
I mean, that's open for interpretation, but I don't think they're painting Candyman as a good thing in this movie.
Literally said, it's a survival. He is a survival tool, and he comes from the community subconscious of oppression.
Yeah, but who says that? That weird storyteller dude who's...
No, I thought that was or did the white lady say not the curator, but the interviewer? I thought she said that.
I don't know, Sam.
Oh, okay.
Either way, whoever said it, just because a character believes that doesn't mean that's they're being a mouthpiece for the director or the screenwriters. So
everything the characters say is a mouthpiece of the screenwriters.
I mean, the screenwriter projecting their own intentions, their own beliefs into it. You could hire me to write a script about something I don't believe, and I'm writing the words, but it may not be my own personal belief.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's their own personal belief, but it was said so much throughout the story that this aspect, and they set it up like, oh, the police kill him. The police... We're not about to get into a conversation about police brutality, but let's not act like he's not killing people and hitting up people with razor blades.
But he wasn't the one hitting with razor blades.
Are we sure?
Yes, we are sure, because it said after he was dead, they still found more candy and razor blades. Someone else was doing it. He just...
In the elevator, a piece of candy came down. This is supernatural horror movie.
Did a piece of candy? Or is that Anthony in his mind seeing that come down?
So then was there actually razor blades? Because who's telling that story? The black guy. So I'm saying, so we can't... Either we look at it
I think the movie is saying that the candy and the razor blades was a real thing to the children, but I think it goes out of its way to show that this old Candyman, Sherman something, wasn't the one actually doing it.
We literally saw him come out of a hole to the boy
to give him
a candy.
He's clearly got some kind of mental deficiency or something that he's living in a hole in the first place. But just because you give a kid candy and you see Anthony, not Anthony, the kid who ended up in the laundromat.
That logic don't make sense because we now know Anthony literally has an actual hook and is actually killing people. So it's safe to assume that the other Candyman was killing people.
Anthony is only killing people as a spirit. Anthony is physically dead. The other guy, he said he chopped off his hand. He said, because I want people to remember to actually visualize Candyman when the police come and kill him. This guy did that because he wanted the police to come and kill Anthony so Anthony could become the new Candyman. Whether he had the hook or not, he would have had the hook when he reincarnated as Candyman. The other guy just happened to have the hook and he happened to become Candyman, but he wasn't murdering people with his hook because he got killed before. No, he got killed for doing the razor blade and the candy stuff. He didn't get killed for murdering anyone. He was a Candyman before that. He was a man who sold candy, who they called Candyman. He wasn't the supernatural Candyman.
With all that you just said, Candyman 5 times, let me go to this point in my notes where I said I'd be confused because I get what you're saying, but I don't know if that's what we're supposed to take away because they talked about the quote-unquote spirit of the Candyman is back from the 1800s. So if we look at what happened with Anthony and his experience with the Candyman, it's safe to assume that literal Candyman coming out of closets, crawl spaces, wherever he coming from, with candy, had the same experience with that Candyman before.
Well, are we supposed to assume that? Because we know...
How can we not?
We know that Anthony is inherently connected with the original Candyman because of the events of the first movie. They didn't try to take all the other people who were part of the Hive into the fire with them. For some reason, Anthony is connected with him.
Wait. Well, you said all the other people. We ain't seen no other people because all we're introduced to, even in the original film, is that Candyman.
Yes, but then all throughout this film, the portrayal of Candyman as he's murdering people in the mirrors is the one from the beginning of this film, the old dude.
Correct. So he has to predate the 1992 Candyman.
No, he doesn't. That doesn't even make sense. Why would he have to predate the 1992 Candyman?
Because that is like a...
The 1992 movie Candyman is a dude from the 1800s who was murdered by the white mob.
Wait, for real?
Yes! That's literally...
So again...
That's Candyman's origin story.
Again, this is why it don't work. Because to me, it's like whatever narrative they're trying to tie in convolutes this because of this conversation we're having. It's like, oh, which Candyman is it? Is it the spirit of the Candyman? Just make it a horror story and we not to worry about it.
Come on, what's so fun in that, though? We have hundreds of horror stories. You want to enjoy this movie? You want to enjoy this conversation, dog? I like seeing a movie where it's up for debate. Are you right? I'm right. Am I right? We don't know.
I enjoyed the movie. I got the Deuce hat on. I gave it an 8 out of 10. What I'm saying is that, like, because this is Jordan Peele produced, when you got a story like Get Out doesn't work without the narrative is communicating. Agree or disagree?
I think it works just as a movie. If you don't understand what's going on, it's still an enjoyable movie, so it works to an extent.
I'm not saying you can't enjoy it, but I'm saying its purpose, that narrative is written in to the movie for the purpose of the movie.
Yes.
I don't think that the gentrification narrative, even though they say it, works in the DNA of this movie. I think
oh, come on, dog. There's so many visual metaphors about the justification of this movie. The razor blade wrapped in the candy, dog, is a metaphor for the razor blade, which is the slums, the ghettos, the project that's covered up by the sweet candy, the gentrified neighborhood, man. You ain't like that little nugget, dog?
I'm not. What I'm saying.
You ain't like that?
What I'm saying is they throw the nuggets in there, but once that
I love nuggets.
You talking about McDonald's or Hershey's nuggets? Am I right?
What are Hershey's nuggets?
They're like Kisses, but in gold nugget form, and compacted chocolate tastes so good.
I've literally never heard of this in my life. Also, when talk about McDonald's either, it's kind of trash. I mean, I eat it, obviously, but still kind of trash.
Obviously. Alright, but I get the nugget. I'm not complaining. I'm saying the nuggets.
Even the name of my man's RP, Say My Name, invokes the say his name, say her name from all the Black Lives Matter protests over the past few years, man. I just like, little tidbits like that, man, dog. It really enhanced the movie for me.
Okay, I'm talking specifically story. I already lauded the directorial decisions. I'm just saying for the story in itself.
Screenwriting decisions.
Screenwriting? No, I'm saying directorial because I'm pretty sure that's the decision she had. Because what I'm complaining about now is the screenwriting and the story. So it's just, again, I already said it was nitpicky, but it's certain things that I was like, it's just, That's just how I felt about that aspect. But the movie as a whole, I enjoyed.
Yeah, man, I love this movie, dog. And I'm definitely gonna rewatch this movie because maybe. Well, first I'm gonna watch the original Candyman, which we haven't seen. Then I'm gonna rewatch this movie to see maybe things are clearer on a second watch. Maybe things are clearer if we've seen the direct prequel to this movie.
Touche.
Either way, you tell us what you think. Go watch this movie. I believe it's only in theaters. Brave the pandemic. Go see this film. Drop in the comments. Tell us what you thought about this film.
Yes, and while you're dropping, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media at Bro to the Movies. I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this has been Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies. Out.
Hey, Deuce and Ace here. Thanks again for sticking around for the whole video.
We're so glad you did. We hope you enjoyed the movie reviews, the trailer reactions, the funny bros, and the quality content. If you do, be sure to subscribe, check out these videos, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro to the Movies.
Deuce and Ace.